Good evening, everyone. It is good to see so many of you out with us today. I'm Frank LaBanca, the principal of ACES at Chase, and it's my pleasure to welcome you to our first Parent and Teachers as Partners meeting. This will primarily be a meeting that I will present at today, share some information about the school. And then if you have questions you want to ask, you can certainly do so. We're looking to grow our parent organization right now. I've sent out, I did take a survey on a few weekly posts I did a few weeks ago. We had a number of people volunteer, and I did reach out to them to see if how we can get them more involved. If you've signed up to volunteer for something, you should be hearing from us soon. The initial round went out regarding our leadership cadre and who would be interested in helping run our organization. So I think it's always exciting when the school year starts and we want to share information regarding the school, what's going on at the school, and how you can become more involved. So that's the nature of what I'm going to do today. There are two places you can contact. I'll monitor both of them. Primarily, I'll do the presentation first, and then I'll take your questions second. We're set up in webinar format, meaning that I'm on the presenter side and you're on the viewer side. So what's going to happen is, if you want to ask a question, you can ask it in the chat, and then I'll be more than happy to respond to it. There's also a Q&A section. So if you want to hit the Q&A, or if you want to hit the chat, they're down at the bottom of the screen. So feel free to put your questions in. I will do my best to answer the questions. As many of you know, this is my first year at ACES at Chase. I formerly was principal of a STEM magnet school in Danbury, and coming to you from that vantage point as well. So why don't we talk a little bit about the school, what's going on, what things you should know about. First of all, I did want to talk about leadership opportunities for you within our parent organization. We're certainly looking for a president, a vice president, or potentially two co-presidents, however it works best for you. We're looking for a treasurer to manage the books, write the checks, and provide a monthly report to our families here. Recording secretary, we would like someone to keep and post minutes of the meeting. I also record the meeting, so I will post them on the school's website afterwards. So if you know someone who wanted to join but wasn't able to at this time, they can certainly review the materials we have online. And then I think for practicality standpoints, we need some event chairs or leads to run and manage things. For example, run a fundraiser, organize a dinner for teachers during conferences, organize lunch for teachers during Teacher Appreciation Week, manage a book fair, manage and organize the 8th grade promotion dance, run concessions for a sporting event. Whatever works for you, is we could use your help. Those are our bigger roles, but we can certainly use you in smaller things. If you want to chaperone a dance, if you want to make a meal for one of our events and share some food, if you want to chaperone a field trip or the likes like that, there's lots of opportunities. And we value what you want to give to us. So if there's something you're looking to do, or you're limited on time, we still want your help, and we still value the time that you give us. Okay. One of the things your children should have talked about is our school-wide expectations. And I always like to take time to talk about school-wide expectations because they are the foundation for a positive school climate and environment. And so the message we teach your children is respect for self, respect for others, and respect for community. And each teacher has defined what that looks like in their individual classes. So if you want to know what that looks like, ask your children. One of the things I think parents often do, and children often respond to, is, kids will come home from school. How was school today? Good. What did you learn today? Nothing. And sometimes, if you get into a little better detail with the questions with the kids, they'll be more willing to share with you. What's something interesting that happened in math class today? Be specific, target them. It's a great strategy to get your kids to talk a little bit more. What was the most interesting thing that happened today? What did you do during rec outside? Was there respect for self, respect for others, community? Use this language with your children too. I think it's really important that I think it's always important that families and school works together in harmony. And if we're using the same language as you're using, then I think that helps create a message of consistency for families. Did you know This was kind of interesting. We got some interesting information. Aces at Chase students consistently outperform their hometown peers on the 2022 Smarter Balanced Reading and Math assessments. That's pretty exciting. And many of you are sending your children from another town to our school. And if you compare your child's or your group of children's average on the SBAC test to the town's actual average, not the town, city of Waterbury, your actual town, our kids on the majority outperform their hometown. And I think that's a wonderful message about a magnet school. We offer a lot of opportunities that schools don't offer, traditional schools might not offer, and we do it differently. And it's great to see that the different way we did things has really helped students perform well academically. We still think we've got a long way to go in terms of growth, but we're excited to report that students were outperforming their peers. So what does your child experience on a typical day or a typical week? This is actually more of a week because I got everything involved. So they have lots of classes. They have ELA, that's their English language arts class. They have a math class, they have science class, social studies. If they're in 7th or 8th grade, they have Spanish class. And then they have these classes that we think are very specific and important to a magnet program. They have their LEAP program. And our LEAP program is really where students do projects that are interesting to them. So some might be doing science and engineering research projects, some might be doing some inventions, some might be doing history projects and creating exhibits for history, some are doing some global goals projects. We've got a wide variety of projects that students are working on, and we're here to support them to do some unique things, perhaps even showcase them outside the school at state and maybe even national competitions as well. We also have a class period for all kids called WIN. It stands for What I Need. It's how we customize learning for individual students. So some students who might need some additional time working on literacy or numeracy skills might get that. Some students that need some enrichment will get that. Students who might have a special education program might work with their special education teacher, just a wide variety of opportunities to increase learning. One of the hallmarks we have at the school is our Project Lead the Way engineering program that's given to all 6th or 8th grade students. It's really at the heart of what we're doing, teaching kids to design and create code. For art, students take art, physical education, health, and music, if that's either band, orchestra, chorus, or general music. We also have an advisory program. Those are small programs that, small groups, about 15 or so, where teachers and students build relationships really to focus on academic performance and building relations within the school. And then once a week on Fridays, we do enrichment. Enrichment are things that teachers are interested in and students are interested in, and we do a matching process. I'm actually doing an enrichment group with another teacher right now. We're doing upcycling furniture, and we're taking apart pallets and learning how to use tools and create unique wood products. So that's my enrichment. There's also some other things from groups that walk, groups that chalk, groups that cook, groups that read, all sorts of things, groups that do athletic things. So we've got a wide variety of things to meet the interests of the kids, and that changes on a trimester basis. In my parent message to you earlier this week, I did ask about the portrait of a graduate. There's a survey we want to take. We are looking to move our school from a 6-8 to a 6-12 school. Our goal is to get 9th grade in next year. We are still working with the state of Connecticut. That is not a promise at this point. And I don't want, if you're looking for another school for your child, I don't want to guarantee that we'll have a program for them. Oops, sorry about that. Missed the, clicked the wrong button there. I did want to put this portrait of a graduate link in the chat for you. If you haven't done this yet, this is really important for the school, that you help us by telling us what you think a graduating child, skills of a child who graduates from our school or a student that graduates from our school. What do they look like? We're collecting information. We'd like you to share it with others if you can. The more information we get, the better we are apt to help us design our high school. So just put that in the chat. If you haven't done it, please take a click. Takes under 5 minutes if you want to. If you want to really get into it, there's ratings and rankings that you can do. You can do that as well. So give us some ideas of what you think a child or a student graduating from Aces at Chase as a high school senior, what are the attributes that child should have? Okay, upcoming events. Changing gears, we're going to do our picture day next Monday. We'll have some information to you later this week about if you want to do some pre-ordering on pictures. We'll have another COVID vaccine clinic on October 21st. Your child can be vaccinated if she's a student. If you have other family members that want to be vaccinated, you are welcome to come to the school and go to the vaccine clinic as well. If that's something that you and your doctors deem would be appropriate for you, please feel free to participate in the COVID vaccine clinic. We do have boosters and we do have the new Omicron booster available. So if you'd like to come to the vaccine clinic on October 21st, if you'd like your child who's a student at the school to be vaccinated, again, I'll send out the paperwork ahead of time and you can and fill that out and have them bring that to school and we'll get them vaccinated. We're going to do our Halloween trunk or treat and dance on October 28th. There are more details to follow and volunteers are certainly needed. We've put out the call on a couple of our parent squares looking for those volunteers. So if you need a volunteer, if you want to volunteer, and that could be volunteer chaperone, it could be volunteer set up a trunk, that could be volunteer drop off a bag of candy. Whatever works for you is what we would like to see happen. Then conferences will be on November 8th and November 16th. Again, more details from the teams as that comes forward. And at this point, that's what I have to share. So I'm more than happy to take questions. And I see that there are already 3 in the chat box. I will do my best to answer them. If I don't know the answer to your questions because I'm just too new and young for the school, I will defer and get the information and share it with you at later time. So let's see what's in. Will a cheer or dance team be an option for future sports? So that's something that is on our look list right now when we expand to a high school. And if we have opportunities for future sports, cheer was something that was on our list to include. So we're hoping that will happen. Again, that will be dependent on funding and budgetary strengths, but that is something we're interested in doing. Is there a gifted and talented program? So we don't have a direct gifted and talented program per se. However, we do have some compacted math classes. So we have some advanced math classes that are available. And then there are opportunities for enrichment. So students who are interested in pursuing a heavy duty research project in engineering, in science, invention, history, they can pursue those projects, and that really takes the format of what we would expect a gifted or talented student to do. Chat is disabled. Let me see if the chat. Okay, I'm not getting a description on the chat. The chat is disabled and you want to ask a question, just put in the Q&A instead. Yeah, so the question was, I heard the principal say that other children from different towns are doing well. May have missed what he said about Waterbury students. Can you expand on how Waterbury students are doing? Same situation. Our Waterbury students outperformed the city students almost double. Their proficiency levels were almost twice as much as the city students were. So again, really, really proud of the students. And we know we have a long way to go too. So even though we're performing at higher levels than our towns and surrounding communities, we still feel we have a long way to go to get more kids at a much higher level. So those are that's what we see as well. So city and as well as the surrounding towns, really, really great job from the students last year, and we hope to continue that move forward this coming year. Ken, if you have questions, put them in the chat. I'll answer as long as they're there, and otherwise we'll. Oh, someone else put something in. Sorry, Q&A. About when will we know the 9th grade will open next year? So I have been pushing on our central office to give me definitive information. So I will continue that process. I can't say for certain. And very honestly, I know that other schools are doing their open houses right now and starting their registration process. Our lottery takes place in January. So we are a little bit later than the other schools. What's going to happen is our class sizes right now are approximately 200 to 250 a class. The school is going to be designed to be the same size, so we're still going to be around that 800 mark. So we would expect the classes to go from 250 to about 110, 115, because we have 7 grades instead of 3 grades. So I would expect a lottery process to take place for the 9th grade. I would assume that, although not certain, but this is my assumption, that current students would have preference over outside students if they wanted those seats. Again, as soon as we have more information, I will let you know, and I will continue to push our central office to make a decision soon. We are in a process with the state right now. We're going to do renovations to the school. It's going to be about a 2 to 3 year process to renovate the school. We're going to do like a $60+ million renovation to the facilities, mainly to make it ADA compliant, and then do some updates and modernizations to the building. So we're working with the state on that. We're also working with the state at the same time regarding the high school expansion. So I wish I could give you a more definitive answer. Unfortunately, I can't at this time. Thank you, Jean. Are there any other questions that I can answer? Yes, I think there is. Can we discuss the bus situation in Waterbury? There are 2 students I know that in my neighborhood that have a bus. My kid was considered a walker. So I think one of the unfortunate realities of magnet schools, which is a downside to them, is our busing situation is not always great. Last year they ran 2 waves of buses and kids were missing instruction every day at the realm of half an hour of time sometimes. If you have we don't do the buses at the school. So, if you're wondering about the bus situation, you have to call the parent choice office, and the parent choice office will get you information regarding the bus situation. If you need me to advocate for you in some way with assistance, I would say that I'd be more than happy to do that for you if there's some way that I could help with a bus situation. If there's a problem, just reach out to me. You can send me an email on Parent Square, or you can email me directly. I'll put my email in the chat. Oh, that's my last email. Okay, so if you need my email, that's there. You should also be able to reach me on Parent Square. Apparently that was initially turned off because principals apparently don't get those, but I feel as a principal, I should be able to be reachable by you, and you can contact me. So Renee, I'm not sure if you're asking a question or not, if current students have to apply. So that would only be for the 9th grade. If you're a child in 6th and 7th, you automatically have that seat next year. You do not need to reapply for a seat. You've got your seat and it's there to stay. So again, we don't know. Nancy JC asked, is there a wait list for 9th grade? So we don't have a 9th grade officially yet. When that happens, we'll let you know. And again, Hanafi, same situation. The high school part is supposed to start next year. However, that's not confirmed officially. So we're just still working with our central office in the state of Connecticut, Office of Choice Programs, to get some finalization. Okay. How are you responding to the wave of COVID cases? So I think in terms of COVID, we had a little burst at the beginning of the school year that has tapered off significantly. We encourage, we follow the CDC and state guidelines for expectations. We encourage students to wash their hands frequently, to mask if they feel it is necessary for them. We're a mask optional school. We have a number of students that do wear masks. We have some teachers that wear masks. That's a choice that children, really families, should be making for them. And we maintain distance as best we can. Not always practical in a lot of senses, but we do transition outside. So I think that's one of the things that helps make the school a little safer. And we do post on the website. If you're looking for information regarding COVID cases, we're posting that on the website. Maria asked, I'm interested in officer position, how to go about finding more information. So my last message that I sent out last night, I did indicate we have an opening for a security officer at the school. The link should be on the posting, get you to the posting. If you have a problem with that, let me know. I will be more than happy to connect you. We are looking for people, specifically we're looking for someone for the 12 to 8 shift. Okay. And again, Francis, if you want to put a question in, you're more than welcome to do it right in the Q&A. So the chat must not be enabled right now. Are there any other questions? All right, this is usually about the length of what my meetings go. They're usually about half an hour long. So true to my last school, we're following that tradition, about half an hour. It is so exciting to be the principal of ACES at Chase. It's a job I look forward to waking up every morning and going to do. We've got some wonderful, wonderful children, and there certainly is a fantastic teaching staff. there. We are here to partner with you. So if you need help, ask us. We're trying to do our best to support you. And we're looking forward to our continued partnership with you. So thanks everyone for joining me today. I'm going to wrap it up. I thank you we'll be back at it again next month. You can always reach me online, reach your teachers. Thank you for joining us tonight. It's great to see so many people come out and participate. So I'm going to say good night and have a great day.